From the campus of Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. West Virginia's college news leader, the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. This is MU Report.
Hello and welcome to this first edition of MU Report Sports Update. I'm Ishmael Witten and we'll be bringing you a sports update periodically throughout the semester. In today's update, we'll see how Marshall basketball has fared in the last couple of weeks, plus check in on Thundering Herd tennis, track and field, and swimming and diving. First up, women's basketball against Old Dominion. The game was played last Sunday afternoon here in Huntington. The game was moved from Saturday to Sunday due to Winter Storm Jonas, but the teams bought the heat inside the gym. Second quarter action as Narisha Victram drives left baseline and nails the floater for her first points of the game. Less than a minute to go in the second quarter as Huntington native Madison Morris knocks down the jumper. Then on to the ensuing ODU possession, Leah Scott says, "Not in my house," and swats the layup attempt on Michaela Timmons. Marshall with a 34-27 lead at half. Second half action now as Shayna Gore steals it away and then kicks it out to Taylor Porter for the trifecta in transition. Then Leah Scott gets to the rack on an ISO play, heads to the line for the and one opportunity. She's tough to stop in those situations. Victram again, finding her way into the paint and gets another and one for the Herd, making it 62-46 Marshall. Next possession, Porter passes ahead to Kiana Evans and she uses the glass for the layup, and the Herd wins this one 80-62. The Herd women took onto the road this past weekend playing at Middle Tennessee on Thursday night, but fell 65-54 despite 16 points and 7 boards from Leah Scott. On Saturday evening, the Herd took on to the Blazers of UAB at Bartow Arena and came away with a closely contested victory of 64-61. Leah Scott had another strong game in this one, tying her career high of 26 points plus chipping in 8 boards. Marshall's women's team is back in town this week with UTEP and UTSA visiting Thursday and Saturday respectively. Talent often takes time to blossom. For Marshall's men's basketball team, things were no different. Rainy days may be in the past for the Thundering Herd. Excitement surrounded Marshall's men's basketball team as the season approached. After an untimely losing streak, Marshall's season looked to be making a crash landing, but doubt was never a thought for this ball club.
12 new pieces, brand new offense, takes a little time, and it's like cooking spaghetti. You gotta stir it a while before you get the real true taste.
And what a wonderful taste it's been for the Thundering Herd. Getting out to a 5-0 start in conference play, things seem to be clicking at just the right time.
I'd say getting me back at the one, it was big for us. Guys were kind of playing out of position and weren't as comfortable, but I think it definitely helped them switch into their real positions and getting back into the flow of things. So I think that's what really kind of started turning it around for us.
Though things are looking promising for the Thundering Herd, players say they only have one option as the season progresses.
Stay hungry. I think come out the same we were when we were losing. Come out with that mentality. Work hard every day in practice, and don't get complacent.
With a young, talented core, players receiving valuable experience in conference play, the future looks bright for Marshall's men's basketball team. The Thundering Herd took on the top 2 teams in Conference USA this past week. And now for some highlights of the Herd men taking on Middle Tennessee this past Thursday night. The Blue Raiders' Perrin Buford gets the first bucket of the game to put him out to an early lead, but the Herd takes the lead here later in the first half on this 3-pointer from Austin Loop. Buford tries to drive to the bucket again, but Taylor alters the shot, then goes coast to coast for an easy layup. Taylor being one of the few returners from last year's team, definitely out to a huge season. Later in the first, James Kelly receives one of John Elmore's 9 assists and cashes it in for 3. Ryan Taylor with the steal, and James Kelly to the other end with a 360 flush to put the Herd up by 4. Taylor again receives a pass from Elmore, deposits it in for the and one bucket. Then off the inbound, we have John Elmore to Stevie Browning as the 304 boys connect once again. D'Antoni was happy with his bunch tonight. Now we're off to second half action as Elmore collects some points of his own early in the half. Then on the next play, we have James Kelly with another steal and a flush as the Herd runs away with this one, 82-66. Also on Thursday night, UAB lost to Western Kentucky, which meant Saturday's contest between the Herd and the Blazers was for first place in Conference USA. The game was close throughout, with the largest lead being only 10 points. Marshall was down by 4 with 90 seconds to play, but a Ryan Taylor 3 cut the UAB lead to just 1. With 15 seconds to go, UAB's Robert Brown missed a layup, and Marshall's John Elmore grabbed the rebound. The Herd got it across midcourt and called a timeout with 7.6 seconds left. Ryan Taylor received the inbound pass and started on a drive to the hoop, but watch here as he loses the ball out of bounds. The officials went to the replay monitor for several minutes and determined that the ball was out of bounds off of Taylor after initially saying that it went off of a UAB Blazer. Dan D'Antoni tried arguing that Taylor lost the ball because he was fouled, but that argument made no difference. Watch again, it's pretty clear that Taylor was fouled by UAB's Tulsa Mahentel, but the officials cannot make a foul call based off of replay, only determine who the ball went out on. Marshall tried to steal the inbound pass, but after a few foul shots made, later we have the Herd falling 81-78. There's not enough time to show you highlights of the other basketball action this weekend, but Marshall Track and Field's Elizabeth Paulina broke a 12-year Marshall record in the 40-meter dash as she did it in 55.78 seconds to win that event. That came at the Thundering Herd Invitational held at the Chris Klein Athletic Complex on campus with 18 other teams competing. In the pool, Marshall's Maddie Pulfer won the 200-yard backstroke and the 500-yard freestyle events as Marshall defeated North Florida but fell to Vanderbilt in the tri-state meet hosted by the Commodores in Nashville. And finally, 56th-ranked Marshall Tennis was defeated 4-0 Sunday morning by 28th-ranked South Carolina at an event hosted by the University of Virginia. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of MU Sports Update. We're always on YouTube, Herd Video, and you can follow us on social media. Our advisor is Dr. Christopher Swindell. You can reach him at swindell@marshall.edu. I'm Ishmael Witten. Take care.